Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Maydaysan!
Yo! Welcome back, everybody. Yo, nice to see you again, Jeff. Jeff, how you doing? All right. Yo, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Maydaysan Talks. Thank you for coming out to the show. And remember, we are now available on Spotify. Yeah, podcast format. And that probably came out before this came out, because God knows how long 4K rendering takes. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me today. And today we're going to be talking and expanding on the topic that we talked about last week or last time. Depends when I put this out. Who knows? Power of post. We're going to be talking about the ALT job again. And I want to expand a little bit more on the ALT job. And I want to do this under 10 minutes. We're taking all kinds of feedback, using a new format today. It's a little bit of a standing and not so much pacing, but a little bit more just leg exercise. I've been doing a lot of body weight workout because of this quarantine, A lot of body weight workouts twice a week, or 3 times a week, twice a day. Just getting it all nice. Look at got my legs. Look at my squat. Look at it, okay? Squat. Especially if you're working in elementary school, you're gonna be squatting and dancing, which gets me to my next topic today, which is if you are an ALT, whether it be at Interact or Altia or whatever company you are, if you have the choice, if you're blessed with the choice, which should you choose? Which is better? Elementary school or junior high school? What about high school? I want to be in the K-On-Boo and also join Shujimiya Haruhi on her whatever newspaper, whatever her club was about. I want to work in high school. Let me tell you right now, son. You ain't working in high school, okay? You ain't working in high school, okay? You're too creepy. You're too creepy. You don't know you want to work in high school for the wrong reasons. Get out of here, filthy Francoul. No, for real talks, high school contracts are really rare. They're usually part-time, and don't get your hopes up for high school unless you're working in some super inaka, Yukiko-chan is giving out the ame to like freaking, I don't know, ame. Okay. Let's just go with the two main ones, the two big ones. Elementary school versus junior high school. Number one, which one do I prefer? I prefer junior high school. At first I enjoyed elementary school. Because if you're in elementary school, you are doing the entire thing. You're doing the whole thing, bro. You're doing everything. You're going to be doing the planning. You're going to be doing the execution. You're going to be doing everything. It's all on you. You're leading everything. And your teacher's going to be sitting in the back just like, oh yes, just smiling at you. Yeah, you go. You do it. You can do it. Never give up. They're going to be saying that to you. And you're going to be like, why, Japanese people? Why don't you help me when I need you the most? Okay, so much filthy face coming out today. But anyway, that's what I want to talk about. So basically, elementary school, you're going to be the head honcho. You're going to be T1 versus T2. T2 is just sitting in the back, listening, repeating with the book. But T1, you're going to be the head honcho. You're doing everything. And if that is your shebang, then I think you might like it. But the thing is with elementary school, these kids are kids, okay? Elementary school starts from first grade, 6 years old, 5 years old, all the way to 6th grade, 12 years old, 13 years old. And the pros of that is that it's pretty goddamn easy, okay? Pretty easy grammar-wise because do you know what a relative pronoun is? Do you know what gerund is? I tell you, the first time I came to Japan and heard the word gerund, I had no idea what that was. And it's just like genzai shinkoke, which is progressive past. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Okay, you're just gonna be doing, I like apple. Let's do it. I can try. I can fly. I can eat. Blue, green, purple. Yay! That's all you're gonna be doing. Easy stuff. It may be the most embarrassing though, because you are gonna be the underpaid dancing monkey when it comes to that. You're gonna be doing all the goofy dances, all the songs, all the cringe-worthy books, which I've heard. Back when I was doing it, it was Hi Friends. But you're also going to be dealing with, depending on your teacher, who you're also being with, because you don't have a license, okay? You don't have a license to teach by yourself. So there's actually another elementary school teacher who's gonna be chilling in the back. Let's be real here. She's supposed to help you, but she's gonna chill in the back while all the kids walk all over you, okay? 40 of these kids are gonna be punching you in the ribs. I'm sorry, Kiko, but I've got to tell you, your fifth grade is an asshole, okay? Yeah, so part of that, part of the bad thing about working in elementary school is that, not a bad thing, but part of the caveats of working in elementary school is that there's a lot of behavioral issues that you have to deal with. Crazy kids running around, going nuts, going crazy. But to be honest, compared to like Western kids, they're a goddamn godsend, right? So it's really nice to work in elementary school, but it's also kind of stressful if you don't like dealing with it. I think you should experience it once or twice, but I couldn't deal with the energy anymore and just like, bro, I just want to teach this kid English, go home, go back to the staff room and surf Reddit. I'm not trying to deal with behavioral issues on top of teaching these kids how to say I like apples, okay? I'm trying to teach these kids language, but I can't have them running around with the Pikohan conchoing me and violating my social privacy because they're just kids, bro. And that's one of the downsides about working in elementary school. There's a lot of work, and there's a lot of work that you didn't sign up for. And you're not supposed to. Depends on your JTE or your HRT, the homeroom teacher. If they're Gucci and they're cool, then it's awesome. But speaking of Gucci and cool, and Dave Trippin brought this up the best, is just like the connections you make with the kids are so shallow. Maybe their sixth graders are cool. Like at like a surface level, they're cool. Maybe you can have a little bit of a conversation with them. But for the most part, it's just gonna be like, and they're gonna be asking you awkward questions like, why are you a foreigner? Or like, is your skin made out of chocolate if you're a black guy? Or like, can I touch your hair if you have an afro? Like, they're gonna be doing that because they're just innocent kids, right? And they don't really know any better. So if you're trying to look for some kind of profound, deep emotional experience, then elementary school is gonna be very, very limited. But your Japanese will improve too because no one speaks English there. But that's basically elementary school. Elementary school is quite the zoo. But part of the sad part about it too is that like you'll see these kids being so great, so free, so creative, and then by the time they get to sixth grade, you start to see society break them down. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up in fourth grade? I want to be a baseball player. Then you get to sixth grade, it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Sararima. Dude, that was like, bro, that was the saddest thing I've seen. Like, I'm talking to these kids, we're doing this lesson called like, what do you want to be? And it's like, do you want to be a teacher? I want to be a zookeeper. I want to be whatever. And then you got the kids to do a presentation like, oh, I want to be a government worker because it is stable job and it is near my family. I'm just like, oh my God. There's one kid who's like, I want to be an astronaut. Then the other one's like, I want to be a housewife because I don't want to work. I'm like, bro, you're gonna fit in just right. Real talks, yeah. Elementary school is a bundle of joy, but it's also kind of depressing to see society turn these kids into literal robots. They'll be running around like crazy, and then as soon as the teacher gets Kyosuke, the kids will turn into like a militaristic order, and you just see them all fall in line. And that was kind of like scary when I saw that for the first time. The kids are outside having fun, and as soon as the whistle blows, boom, baby, they're turned into they literally turn into little soldiers. That's pretty crazy. Which brings me to my next point, junior high school, where that is forced even more. And it's crazy, okay? Junior high school is even more society iron fist, which is why I kind of preferred it low-key, because that means I didn't have to do anything. So junior high school, okay? Junior high school, grade 7 to grade 9, okay? I went to a Catholic school, so that's actually grade 7 to grade 8, and then first year of high school. But anyway, so junior high school is a lot different. One, your work is actually more grammar focused. Actually, it is grammar focused. You're basically, the kids will learn the grammar point, and then you'll go in there, be, hey kids, look at me. Oh, geez, I'm gonna teach you how to use Garen by playing this card game. Yay! Or doing some activity using those copyright pictures that you know you didn't tell your company about. Right? So you're gonna either be, like I said before, you're gonna be either that guy who's doing everything, or you're gonna be sitting in the corner just like, this is my father. This is my father. You know? You're gonna be doing that. So it could be, let's assume it's, you know, the fun one. Now, the cool thing about junior high school is that, you know, the connections you can have with the kids are more deep. They're deeper than you can have with the elementary school kids. So like I remember I had times in junior high school I'd just go out to the hallways, see what the kids are doing, and you know they're just playing, like messing around, going oi oi. Japanese boys like to say it, oi oi. Do you have a girlfriend? Oh chinko, oh long chin, ago, long chin. It's just like haha, so fucking funny, Kenta. So it was cool because I'm a kid at heart, so I was able to connect to the kids almost on their level. But I was able to keep the distance too and be like, yo, like I was able to do that to them. I didn't say it like that, obviously, but yeah, I did. But they knew I was joking, right? And I was able to, really connect with the kids on a level that was comfortable for me. So because I'm a big kid. I remember one time one of the kids told me, like, Mason, mo kodomo da yo ne, which means Mason, you're also a kid too, huh? I was like, oh my god, yeah, you're right. So it fit me better. I was able to have conversations. I was able to use memes. I was able to talk about like cultural memes and pop culture, like talking about Fortnite memes. I used to do a lot of TikTok memes on there. I used to talk about Twice a lot. There's a lot of things that aligned with my interests that aligned with theirs too. So it was a great way for me to actually expand on cultural things and actually teach them about the world and not just teaching them about, this is my father. Like I was actually teaching them actual things. And it was really, really cool. And the other cool thing about junior high school too is that like your teachers, your English teachers, like they're cool, and they'll usually invite you out to go out for drinks and stuff like that, depending how cool and socially inept you are. If you're that guy who just sits at his desk all day and says like, oh no, I don't drink. You came to the wrong country if you don't drink. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of people and I respect that you don't drink, but you're gonna miss out on a lot of stuff. And probably, to be honest, the Japanese coworkers are gonna probably force you to drink without respecting your decisions to not drink, whether it be religious or whether it be your own personal choice. They're just gonna still try and make you drink. So stand your ground. But anyway, besides the point, I'm getting hella offensive over here. I respect all those who don't drink, okay? It's fine. But I'm just saying there's gonna be a lot of pressure and you better be ready to fight that war. But anyway, it's an ongoing war. So basically, yeah, the teachers are cooler, I guess. Your English teachers will speak a lot of English, so you'll be able to actually talk with them and talk about the plans. Again, it depends on your school. I've been to schools where it's just like dead zone. It feels like somebody died. And the other school where it's like, hey, I'm the homie, blah, blah, blah. And another cool thing about junior high school is that if you are this anime gave and you want to experience the high schoolness, you'll probably see most of it. You'll see club activities. You'll see school band. There won't be a Keonbu, but there'll be like soccer club, volleyball club, all that stuff. And you'll see a lot of the anime weebish stuff that you'll see in anime at junior high school. So uniforms, if you're into that, you'll see like the uwabaki, like the shoe boxes and stuff. You'll see ceremonies, you'll see graduation, you'll see all these kind of events. You'll see sports day. Sports day is really cool. There's a lot of fun stuff. And I think if you want the cultural experience, junior high school is probably the best one. It's a lot more relaxed. The kids are a lot more ochitsuku. They're a lot more calm. Except for the first year is a little bit crazy, but you have the iron fist of society, because that's junior high school is where they take these 3 years and they mold these children into members of society. Because high school, if you didn't know, is not a required class, required education. You were basically, in the old days, once you got to 13 or whatever, 15 years old, you were able to just go out into the workforce and live your best life. Only 98% of students go to high school. The other 2% probably do that. But yeah, that's basically like junior high school. So if stuff goes down, you can rely on JTE to be like, oh, please go ahead, Mason. And you're just sitting there like, oh yeah, so apples are blue, right? So like, it's cool because in elementary school, it's just, their kids are just kids. They're just going crazy. There's one time I actually bursted on these kids. And maybe I'll save that for another story. And I did that once. You're not allowed to. And the fun part is you're an ALT, you're not allowed to discipline the kids, which means you don't have to give 2 shiitake mushrooms, bro. You could, the kids acting up, you go like, yo, Tanaka sensei, make it happen, bro. That ain't me, fam. That ain't me. But I got pretty close to my school, and I was pretty much doing both. But Yeah, and you'll also learn a lot more Japanese too, because you'll learn higher levels of Japanese. You'll be able to have conversations with the kids. And I think when I worked in junior high school back in Saitama, I was able to actually up my Japanese a lot just by hanging out with the kids, hanging out with clubs, just chilling with them, talking with them outside, and playing soccer with them outside and stuff. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff you can do and just have conversations with people. And there's a lot of relationships that, kind of formed inadvertently or not. And you can actually see your impact on these kids because, there's so much influence in those years. And I felt like I made the most impact on them. And you get a lot of letters at the end of the year like, oh, thank you for making English. I hated English before, but now I love it all because of you. And it's just great. And you get to do the English speech contest too, which is really good. And you get to have your own personal growth. It's good. And I honestly think that junior high school, you should definitely, that's probably the best you could probably go. Because then, high school, I've taught high school students, if they're into it and they about it, then they're about it. And it'll be a fun time. But there's a lot of high school students who just don't give a flying Rick. I don't care about English. I care about my people. I don't need English, Rick. They don't care. So I think it's better for you to, just have the middle ground, which is junior high school. And you don't have to be ganky all the time. I could just come in there and just be like, hang over and be like, yo, kids, all right, here's a sheet I printed out of Encyclopedia. Make it happen, bro, whatever. But in elementary school, you gotta be like, hey, kids, you wanna have some what? Yuck, all the time, So I was like, I like to be able to have, they can understand sarcasm and to a degree, and you can just be yourself. You can just be chill. You don't have to be on 100% of the time to understand it, which is really cool. And honestly, I think junior high school is my recommendation. おすすめになります。びっくりした。Okay, anyway, guys. All in all, elementary school and junior high school is personally up to you. But if I were you, I would probably choose junior high school. All right, we're gonna mix of both, but honestly, junior high school because I'm not trying to deal with these kids because I don't get paid enough to do this. And obviously, I get the power of the JTE, the Japanese English teacher of English, and she or he gets to lay down the fist of society on these teens. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Maydaysan Talks, and I'll see you guys next time. I love you all. Thank you so much. This will be available in podcast format for everybody, and we'll see you soon. All right, peace.